And the first thing I read was Guru Prithu Maharaj's instructions to his citizens. I just like, my mind started whirling, like, who are these people? Who are these people? I had a Siksha Guru where I was growing up. He had actually already introduced me for Bhagavatam, but it was always, I always thought this is something different. So I was introducing some of the confronting aspects of this story. Does anybody remember some of the confrontations? Or maybe should I first read the words and then we jump in? Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. Evam manyumain murtim kritantam iva bhibratam pranata pranjali praha mahi sanjata vepatu evam manyumain murtim kritantam iva bhibratam pranata pranjali praha mahi sanjata vepatu. Two. Okay, sorry. 3 times. Okay. Maybe you can give it a shot. Kritantam iva vibratam pranata pranjali praha mahi sanjata vepatu. Pranata pranjali praha mahi sanjata vepatu evam manyumai murtim tam iva vibratam ta pranjali praha mahi sanjata vepatu. Ladies, evam manyumai murtim kritantam iva vibratam pranata pranjali praha mahi sanjata vepatu. Any other? Evam manyumai murtim kritantam iva vibratam pranata pranjali pranam mahi sanja vepatu. Evam, thus, manyumayim, very much angry, murtim, form. Murtim form is interesting. It kind of establishes the word, really kind of established the premise, the original premise of the Vedanta philosophy or the Vedic philosophy, because Murti is bringing up something called a form. Because usually in a physical world, like where we are working on like physical causal closures, the only way people can transcend, feel like transcend this, is going into some kind of, it has to be, a real power has to be formless. It's kind of a thinking. But Murti kind of introduces like a left field, Messi comes left field, like in Argentina. Like everyone's playing this ball and Messi comes left field and spin around and goal. Ooh. Murti kind of, did everybody understand that analogy? Everybody knows Messi. Duh. My daughter has a jersey that says Messi. So Murti is quite interesting because the only way we, in our mind, we are programmed is the only way we can transcend these limitations. I had a um, um, a person from Persia yesterday. I was doing I had a bookstall in Hornsby yesterday, and a Persian guy came, and his name was Farhad. Is that a popular name in Persia? Yeah, Farhad. So he comes to me and says, I deny all religions. All it is I just want to become like, I said, like a dervish? Oh, dervish, yeah, that's it, dervish. So I deny because I want just me and him. Just me and him. And I said, and I said, but that sounds very much like a religion to me. So you're just kicking out one religion and you think you're replacing something so transcendental, but that's religion at the end of the day. Like, people don't understand, they don't hear what they're talking. So Murti was quite interesting. Anyway, we'll keep going. Kritantam, death personified. Yamaraja, Iva, like. Bhibratam, possessing. Pranata, surrendered. Pranjali, with folded hands. Praha, said. If you notice the pra in those three words, pranata, pra-anjali, praha, comes into English as probiotics, he's a pro in swimming, he's a pro in tennis, probiotics. So all the pro words in English comes. I kind of explained why I do this when I was here last time, why do I do this parallels in Sanskrit and the European English. Anybody remember who was here in the last class? Anybody here? Oh, you're wrong. Like, did you hear the why do I do that? Could you explain why? Very good, very good. You paraphrased it very well. So what happens is, when you see the universality of the language, when you see, except Finnish and Hungary, any European Indologist, anybody, just take anybody randomly, will agree unanimously that there are deep roots between European and Sanskrit. Farsi, Avestan, it's not a secret anymore. So any little bachelor who's done some linguistic in bachelor will tell you that they're so interconnected. And when you see the universality of the language, then it just naturally follows that the deity this language is glorifying must also be universal. And who is the deity that this language is glorifying? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You see what I'm trying to say? So I'll just repeat it. When you see the universality of the language, then it follows, and it's naturally easy to catch that the deity that is being glorified by this language is also universal. It's not sectarian. It doesn't belong to India, America, China, and all the moon, sun, subterranean, rasa. No, he's Vasudeva everywhere. And that's the point of the word absolute truth. Absolute truth is not just truth here, truth there, truth on the moon, truth on the sun, truth on the rasa, truth in Persia, truth in Arabic, truth in Russian. No, truth is truth absolutely everywhere. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So when you understand the universality of the language, it's much easier to follow the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It's like, this water is not different to me and you. I drink it, I get the same benefit as you will. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, it doesn't matter if you're from Finnish or Hungary or Greenland or Iceland or North Pole or South Pole. You say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, it'll work. Try it. Give it a try. Oh, sorry. Could you? Okay. Hopefully all this hasn't got disappeared. So, okay, anyway, I'll keep going. Mahi, the planet Earth. So, Mahi comes into English as mega, H becomes G to German, Vahan, Wagen, so same things. Sanjata, arisen. Even that's in English, but I don't want to bore you now. So I think I had already given you enough headache. Vepatu, trembling in our body. So let's do call and response translation. At this time, Prithu Maharaj became exactly like Yamaraja. And his whole body appeared very angry. In other words, he was anger personified. After hearing him, the planet Earth began to tremble. She surrendered and with folded hands began to speak as follows. Okay, purport by Jagadguru, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is death personified to miscreants and supremely beloved Lord to the devotees. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Mrityu sarva harascham. I'm all devouring death. He also says something interesting. Kalos miloka kshekrit prabuddho. I'm the time come here to devour everybody here. Except you, Arjuna, nobody's gone home. And you are at to Drona and Bhishma. Well, guess what? I already killed them. So pull up your socks and get the job done. Hiranyakashipu, for example, challenged the authority of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the Lord met him in the form of Narsingadev and killed him. Similarly, the planet Earth saw Maharaj Prithu as death personified, and she also saw him in the mood of anger personified. Therefore, she began to tremble. One cannot challenge the authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in any circumstances. It is better to surrender unto him and take his protection at all times. So, Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vande Nandavrajastrinam Padrinam Avikshisha Yasam Harikatodgitam Punati Bhunatrayam. So the way this works is it's confronting, this chapter is very confronting more than any other chapters in Bhagavatam, is because in many levels. One, we can't understand this one ruler policy, like one emperor. But I was explaining in the last class, I won't do it all again and give you a headache. So hopefully some of you have brought some aspirins. So I don't want to give you a headache, but we think we live in a democracy, but we are actually always living in an emperorship. If you see the world now, there's only one country that everybody follows. Even the so-called people that say, oh, we are big, imperialist, militarist, communist. Guess what? You land in Beijing. I don't have any problem with Chinese. I'm sorry. But if you land in Beijing, every architecture you see, every party you go, every airlines you step in, every sports you step in, what are they watching on TV? Baseball from America. 49ers are their favorites. Most of them. So you think like, oh, there are this big clash between the Arab world and the American world and the Chinese communist, but no. Even India is interesting. India and, we think like India and Muslims are so opposite. But when I came to Sydney for the first time, I was so astonished. All the people in Iraq, all the people in Lebanon, most of the people in Iran, they all knew Amitabh Bachchan. And Shah Rukh Khan, as soon as I say Shah Rukh Khan, they'd actually do the impersonation. And Salman Khan, they faint. Like, I see people fainting, like girls like. So what I'm trying to say, we may think that we are like in a kind of democracy. Democracy is a big sham. Okay, I'm not going to go into that. Someone must be political science here. Democracy is a big sham. We are always following one emperor anyway, and one superpower all the time. We're always aspiring. And I was explaining how there is hard power, which is nukes, the nuclear, the military, all that, you know. But there's another thing that controls us more than the hard power, which is the soft power. The arts, the movies, the sports, the Bollywood, the Hollywoods, you know, the 49ers, the Roosters, you know, if there's a match between the WCE, the West Coast Eagles, and the Sydney, what are they? Sydney AFL. Anyway, Swans, thank you very much. So, we have a, I'm glad to have a backup. so, I mean, you can understand how it boils our blood, doesn't it? At least it used to mine 15 years ago. So we are more under control of the soft power than hard power. We just don't realize. You just need to pay attention. Okay, just pay attention how this world works. So democracy is a big sham. We are always under one great emperor. At the moment, it starts with a D and last name is T. So DT, Donald Trump. Yeah, he's the emperor. He passes a legislation. He comes in. He says, "Stop the fight in Gaza." They stop. He says, "Hey, Ukraine, back out. You back out." He comes in 2 weeks, the matter is settled. How? And he meets Modi, and then he says, "Hey, let's go into the room and have a little chat." And Modi comes up like happy, like as if he had like big 4 plates of Mahaprasad. Like I saw him coming out, and I was like, he just had a full plate of Mahaprasad. He's just happy as Larry. So there's one emperor. We're always following one emperor. It's not so esoteric. The Prithu Maharaj is one emperor. He can pass legislation throughout the world. That's one confrontation. The other confronting thing is, what is this gods fighting with each other? Like Prithu Maharaj is the incarnation of Vishnu. I actually received an email, a question after my Thursday class. So now you said, Prabhuji, I really respected the question. You said, Prabhuji, if Prithu Maharaj killed Earth planet, you said, where is he going to stand? Where is he going to have a shower? Where is he going to have a dinner? But 2 verses after, Prithu Maharaj said, with my own Maya Yoga, with my own Atma Yoga, I can actually sustain everything. But that's contradicting, Prabhuji. What do you think about that? I said, well, that's very good point. Very good point. So we have to see Bhagavatam from eagle eye view, helicopter view they call it, right? So if you go to 10th canto, 45th chapter, is it 45th chapter, Trikubja? Yeah, 45th chapter. Trikubja, the girl with the 3 bends, and Krishna just does a little chin up, and she's like, boom, fixed. And Trikubja, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur makes an interesting point there. He says Trikubja was actually an expansion of Krishna's internal potency of Satyabhama, which is the Sandhini potency. So Sandhini potency is the being potency. So thank you. I was going to think, yeah, it was whirling in my brain. So Sandhini potency is Satyabhama, is the existential potency. Someone asked me, I was doing a scientific, I'm writing a book, Atma Paradigm. Half of it is done. Sorry for the infomercial. the soon coming blockbuster. No, just joking. So, half finished, so hopefully it will be there very soon. So, I explain the Sandhini, Samvit and Hladini. So, just like you have 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tama, there's transcendental gunas, like Ujjvala transcendental gunas in the spiritual world, which are Sandhini, Samvit and Hladini. We also call Sat, Chit, Ananda. So they are the 3 that are there. So Sat is the beingness. It's called higher order thinking. Think, like, stop completely, like full stop, and come back to your existence. Come back to your existence. The only thing you can be sure of, that you exist. You can doubt everything on this planet. You can keep going on an infinite rigorous questioning. Oh, Kamsari saying where's the specs? Or is that specs really, is that spectacles, is he pointed? No, he's not. Okay, does it really match his eyesight? Or maybe they are faulty. Maybe the science had made it wrong. Maybe he doesn't even need his sunglasses. Maybe he just is an illusion. Just joking. Okay. So you can go into an infinite regress, taking every single thing on this planet, keep arguing forever. But one thing that you can never argue. These are the 4 Jiva Goswami's prepositions that Prabhupada reiterates in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. Okay, stop. And interestingly, Descartes, René Descartes, anybody knows? Honk if you know René Descartes. Cogito ergo sum. So he says something very interesting. He is the 15th century France philosopher. They had too much time. They had too much time on their plate, so they were smoking and drinking coffee. And they thought a lot. And he says very interesting. Is there one thing that you can never doubt about this world? Because I think, I exist, therefore I am. That one thing you can never deny. You will come back to your existence. That's one thing you can never deny. You are. You are. So that is a Sandhini potency. So Mahi is tell Will Prithu Maharaj, that was going back to the question he asked, you saying that Prithu Maharaj cannot stand somewhere but with his Yoga Maya. But Sandhini potency, the existential potency, Earth, in the next chapter, Bhumi will give it back to reply to Prithu Maharaj saying, no. I know you are, with your Yoga Maya, you can establish back, you can bear everything, you can hold, dhra in Sanskrit, dhra is hold, dharma. So you can hold everything, but wait a minute, I am that part of your Sandhini potency. I am that Bhuta potency of your Yoga Maya. So we are all buddies here. So what's the fight? So this is just going back to Homer, who was the author of Iliad and Odyssey. Anybody? Homer was the author of Iliad and Odyssey. So his books were greatly criticized by Plato, and you know why they were? The one reason that Plato and Plato was the disciple of Aristotle. Other way around. Aristotle was disciple of Plato. This one contempt that Plato had for Homer is that he has all this depicting of gods fighting with each other. Just like we have here. Prithu Maharaj fighting with Earth. Looks like that. Earth is like have to defend herself very strong. And Prithu Maharaj is coming with his banners and he's saying, Evam Manyumanana Murtim Pratantam Eva Bhiprita. I'm like the death person. I'm going to annihilate you. I'm going to cut you into pieces. I'm going to feed the flesh of you to my citizens. It looks like, and Homer was very, very disappointed with this kind of depiction of gods quarreling with each other. But actually, going back to Trikubja, she was the extension of Satyabhama, which is the Sandhini potency, which is the Bhu potency. So Bhumi is actually the internal potency of Prithu Maharaj. So what's the fight about? So then I brought the analogy of, I made a little joke, but I was talking about how, say if Bhava Vibhushan had a teacher in his class, and one day the principal comes and goes, you are disgusting, I don't like your performance, you're really underperforming, you're not providing, like what's going on with your children, with your students, like your people, they don't study well, you're an embarrassment to my school. Like every other class is doing good, but just the planet Earth is not doing good. And the teacher goes, no, please understand. I'm trying my best. But these are brats. They don't follow the law. They're not uniform. They're not in unison. They don't care about your laws. They're not working collectively. They're attacking each other. Sometimes they're even shooting guns at me. And it is disgusting. How am I going to perform in a place like this? And then comes the T principal, goes, oh, is that the problem? It's like just a little skit. There's some conversation in the office room, in the principal's office room, and there's a completely separate conversation between in front of on the dais, so-called Nato Natidara Iva, Maya Javanika Adna Nalakshase Muradrisha, Nato Natidara. So he's playing perfectly, he's doing all these skits here. You understand? So you follow me? How's it going so far? Is it like, oh God? So it's just a little skit to bring out all the grievances of mother. Once she brings her grievances and she lists them out in the next chapter, which is 18th chapter. She lists all her grievances. And then she actually instructs Prithu Maharaja what's the right way to milk. She says, bring, these rishis from the Rishi Loka, bring Indra from the Swarga Loka, bring the, Kumaras from the this Loka, bring the Brihaspati from this Loka and make them as the calves. And then check it out. Then you see the ballet going on. Then you will see what I can do. Then you see the magic. This was just the little interval where you felt there's no popcorn. But, let the interval finish. Bring these people that I like. Use them as calves. And then see the theater. Boom, boom, boom. You understand? Then Prithu Maharaj brings the calves. And then he brings the priests for milking. And the earth is flourished. Every inch was leveled. I always wonder sometimes when I'm flying back from anywhere back to Sydney. And once you hit I'm very fascinated to watch. I get up and go to the window. I'm very fascinated to watch where the sea meets the land, the ocean, like the big. Australia is like 6.5 times bigger than India. Did you know that, the land size? I'm very fascinated, like when the plane's coming, and even my daughters are looking at it. He acts like a child. I'm jumping around the plane, catching a wind. I want to get that glimpse where the sea meets the land. It's amazing. And then guess what? 5 hours of land. Land, land, and land. There is no crops. I used to be an agricultural banker. And I used to travel all around all the 6, I used to travel at least I was responsible for at least 5 or 6 states. Victoria, New South Wales, Queensland, WA, except Tasmania. I was responsible for everything. So I used to travel a lot. And you see the barren land when you're going to Perth, you're thinking, oh my God. And even New Zealand, they say it's a small country, and I see all the mountains just empty. I actually speaking to one of the executives he was sitting in a lounge some sub-member of the parliament, and I was saying, you know what you really need? All you need is 50,000 people, solid farmers from Haryana, 50,000 solid farmers from Punjab, and 50,000 solid tillers from Bihar. And all your hills here, they layer it up. They will layer it up, and your production will be like 50 times more than what you can do. The point is, you can't just pull up your axe together. You see all these mountains? You have no idea what the Himalayas are. And I have been to Chardham. I have seen they don't leave a single inch. The Himachal, the Haryana, how did they do it? They don't leave a single inch, and I was 3,600 feet above the sea level. Just looking down at the Ganges, and you look, oh man. And then you look, I'm in a bus, and then you look at the Ganges, and there's these broken buses that tumbled and they're flowing in the Ganges. And I'm like, okay, I hope my bus will stay here. Just stick to the path, man. And I used to, like, every day we used to, like, do the bowing to the driver, saying, Tvameva macha, pita, tvameva bandhu, just take us back home safe. We'll massage your feet, we'll massage your back, just take us home back, They don't leave an inch unfertile. Are you from Nepal? You know what I'm talking about. Anybody here from Nepal? You know, come on, Manakre. You know what I'm talking about. Do they leave like one single inch? They till the whole thing. And here you go to New Zealand, like Mount Cook. I said, what's the height? 2,600. Oh, how can you like do anything at that kind of mountain? I said, just bring a dozen here, people from Himachal, Haryana, and Punjab. They'll fix it up, man. They'll fix the thing up. I'm serious. So like, we think that this overpopulation is a problem. No. I was giving a quotation from, was it from Ramayana, from some Purana I read. It's been a while. Dasharatha had 9 billion people in his army. Counter that. 9 billion in his army. What are we like all together in the earth now? Just barely reaching 8 billion. Like, this is the whole planet. And we think like population is a big problem, and already talking about like Darwinian evolution, like, get rid of the weak and let the strong. That's where the Hitler started. I don't need to tell you all these things, right? That's where Hitler got his ideas. Like, eliminate the weak and strong exist, and the survival of the fittest. The weak are dead. Who cares? Convenient, easy, simple. So this overpopulation thing is a big myth. We just don't understand the potency of the planet, or Jormon. We don't understand the potency of this planet. If she's happy, what she can release, you don't understand. We don't understand. I was giving you my example. When I was a child, I used to jump out of my boarding, and we went into the forest, and Mahbub Nagar. Ask, what's his name? Radhika Prasad Pr. He'll tell you. It's like the lowliest places in terms of fertility. But we went, the whole day we ran out into the forest, we came back, we were never hungry. There's mangoes, there's nuts, there's, oh my God, there's bulbs, there's sweet potatoes, there's guavas, there's custard apples, there's like, snakes. So plenty of snakes, because they love those custard apple nectar. So they're always coming to have a dip. We never came back hungry. We were out there all day on Sunday. This was 40 years ago. We never came back hungry. And in the lunch, finally the warden comes and he's trying to serve, and he goes, they used to call me Varun. Varun, your favorite dosa. And your favorite dosa. Your favorite puri. Why? Because I was so full. I had eaten so much. In the forest, it's jumping. And no, it's not, this is not, this is not cultivated culture. This is plain. We don't understand. It's so hard. Sometimes it's hard to make even my children understand how it was 40 years ago, let alone 5,000 plus years ago when Krishna was here. When we read all these, like, just after the Math of Rasa dance, then Uddhava comes to visit. And then gopis are explaining how Vrindavan is, the moonshine that flows over the waves of the Yamuna, and the beautiful flowers, the kundas and the kamalas, and the lotuses and the fruits and the bathing. And it's like there's no other place in the whole universe as charming and beautiful as this. And you see Vrindavan now, you say, are they serious? Why? Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochana. Because Prema got missing. Prema got missing. So this is what's happening. So we don't understand the potency of this planet. We don't understand that she is actually an angel, a person. We think just it's dust. We don't want to start with dust. We want to start our studies with dust. But why not start with consciousness? I wrote it as a key idea in one of the key ideas in my book. Is like the Atma paradigm. The name of the book is Atma Paradigm. In Atma Paradigm, I'm flipping the model upside down. Why start with consciousness when you can start? Why start with dust when you can start with consciousness? Why not? Why can't? Please tell me one objection. I beg you. Because if you can, Atma, we don't know the ontology of Atma, we don't know the ontology of consciousness, what is it made of? Okay, wait a minute. When you are when you conjure something, when you have to bring in something unknown into your science, you're very happily bringing dark matter, you very happily bring dark energy, you very happily bring black holes. Can you explain what the ontology of it is? Please explain me the ontology of dark energy. Please explain me the ontology of the dark matter. Okay, I got your answer. Please explain me the ontology of black holes. But you also, okay, so you can use all these things to fill in your gaps. But when I bring consciousness, Chaitanya, please think carefully why his name is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Give it a good think about it. There's millions of names that Krishna could come in. Why does he come as Chaitanya? And why does Prabhupada start Bhaktivedanta Institute of Higher Studies? And why are they so pumping? Why are we, like, I don't want to spoil it for you, but you will be amazed. Because I'm hammering on consciousness is primary. Flip it upside down. Flip the model up on its head. Consciousness is primary. Why start with dust? So we don't understand this earth we see as dust. Now if you see as dust, now you're free. You're free. Just, fist punch it, exploit it, get what you want, screw the neighbors, who cares? Who cares? This is all hard science, hard power anyway. Who gives a toss? Now you've given yourselves a license. Give yourself a license. Start with physics, physical closure. Give yourself a license. Screw this planet. Screw your neighbors. Who cares? Dharma? That's something. Is that Buddha? No. That's the world we're living in. You understand what I'm trying to say? So this is very confrontational. But actually, if you see this as just a little skit, Prithu Maharaja and Earth just playing a little skit to bring out the problems that Earth is facing. And then, okay, now let me fix it. And then you go to the chapter where Prithu Maharaj is instructing. And guess what? Because of that little skit, millions of years after the original king comes to this planet, millions of years after this, we still have it. So nice. Isn't it? It's like fish gets attracted to the water. You look at Bhagavatam, you read Prabhupada, his instructions. What is it that attracts you? What is it that attracts you so much about Bhagavatam? I'm from Telugu. Like, who is Telugu? What is Telugu? What is Andhra Pradesh? Nobody cares. You are from Afghanistan. Like, like in the like geopolitical situation, like who are we? Do you understand? But why do we get so attracted? Why is there this natural attraction to Bhagavatam? Why? Even say, okay, you're preaching to the converted. Someone may say, okay, you're preaching to the converted. You're preaching to the choir, sorry. You're preaching to the choir, Radhika Prasad. But still, I question. If someone says to you, oh, you've just been, programmed. You've just been conditioned and programmed and you're in a cult, But wait. Cult doesn't sustain. How long, some of you have been at Brahmacharya? More than like what? We're talking about 2 decades now nearly? There is something about Bhagavatam that he's dying for. Like, what do you want to call that? What you think he's just programmed? He doesn't think for himself. What is this? What is this scientist arguments? I'm disgusted. Well, he doesn't think for himself. He doesn't get up, and after 2 decades, he doesn't even question himself. What am I doing? I'm sure he must be doing like every single hour of his life. All of you guys. Am I yes or a yes? I give you 2 options. Yes or a yes? Huh? I'm right. You must be questioning every single hour. What on the God's planet are you guys doing? Swimming across the current. Going with the current is easy. I don't know if you know my little story about when I got myself lost in the sea. I had 2 options. Go with the current. But where is the current going to take me? Deep into the ocean. But I have other options. Swim against the current and try to get to the golf ball, the airport golf ball. I started swimming against the current. It's not easy. It's not easy. So what are we modern scientists we come and say, okay, these bunch are just programmed, conditioned cult. What's the matter with you guys? What's the matter with you guys? You out of your mind? So it disappoints me. It's disgusting. So we have to think, we have to transcend this. We have to question ourselves as a third party. Not as the, registered members, registered Netflix members, but as a third party. You question yourself. You question as a third party. And you see it as a third party. This is not just a little confrontation going on. There is something that is attracting you for day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. There's something that attracts you and keeps you in, away from all the so many so many juicy things out there at the Telstra Stadium, at the SCG in the lunchtime. Yeah? But you're here. So I question this very strongly in the 7th chapter of my book. I question this very strongly. Come to me, talk to me. How do you define love, justice, equality, values, meaning, purpose in your scientific terms? Give me a good explanation. I'm yours. They can't. They can't. I've had so many debates, so many. They can't. So that's the idea. So how are we going? Am I killing you? Killing you. Okay, I'm running out of time. I just wanted to actually, I've always wanted to spend time on this when I do Pruthi Maharajas, but I always get lost in the in my passion and then miss the point. Radhika Prasad, that's not the first time you missed the point. Well, we're going to video you one day and you'll see how many times you miss the point. Just watch your video one day. So this is the point. The reason Earth is doing is because Earth is bringing back the Dharma. Dharma is like the water, the liquidness of the water. So what is your Dharma? So your Dharma is consciousness. You are a conscious, living, individually unique, subjective entity. Okay, I don't know how I said that, but I'll repeat it again. I'll try, see if I can repeat it. You are a conscious, living entity, individual with subjectivity and having a unique quality, a unique rasa that you can provide in your service to Krishna. Now that is special. You are irreplaceable. You are indispensable. Your relation with Krishna is irreplaceable. Nobody else in this whole wide, unlimited universe can contribute the same thing that you can, that you can, that you can. That is the reason all services are welcome. Why? Because what you give to Krishna is he will never dispense with it. So how can he dispense with earth? Like cut you to pieces and feed your flesh to the citizens. No, he's not going to do that. You are indispensable. Krishna's story is never complete without mentioning you. Did I just make your day? Krishna's story is never complete without mentioning you. Without mentioning you. Why? Mama ivamsho jiva loka jiva bhuta sanatana. Because you are his parts. So part is a whole, part is part of the whole. It's not like when I come out of my mother's womb, the hand comes differently, the leg comes differently, the eyes pop out differently, and the mother is waiting, okay, where's the tummy? I got to feed him. Oh, here comes the tummy. No. The parts come with the whole. So, oh, here pops out of the nose. Okay, put some oxygen into it. No. The parts comes along with the whole. So Krishna, that's the reason, the first thing Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Natve vaham jatu nasam natvam neva janadipa. Never was there a time when I did not exist, when you did not exist, when neither all these kings here. Why? Because we were always existing together. Parts are always with the whole. So you are irreplaceable. Who gives you this kind of things? Who gives you this? So, okay, I still didn't tell you the problem. So these are the two problems with, okay, come on. These are the two problems, come on. These are the two problems following the current education, current academics. I was discussing with one of my mentors, Sudhir Prabhuji. His current initiated name is Shama Kumara something. He was, I was discussing with him. I like to discuss things with him. And I was discussing with him and saying, here is the problem we have with our current academics. If you truly follow your pledge to the current academics, your free will is screwed. Do you want that? Do you want that? Why? You say, why, Radhika Prasad? Why is my free will screwed? Because if you take everything as physical stuff, then you can calculate the probabilities. So you throw a little ball from cue ball from here and it lands up at this stage, strikes that, and it goes and it forms this kind of chain reaction, and I can deterministically establish all the probabilities of science. Example. So in the same way, if I put you in the physical stuff, which means you are deterministic, what is that doing? It's discounting your free will. You may come to the class, you may not come to the class. You may read Bhagavatam, you may not read Bhagavatam. You have free will. But if I make it a hard science and say, given this, Manakrit's life is like this, he was like this, he met this, it's deterministically by physical laws, he has just ended up. It's not your free will. You just ended up here. Will you accept that? You just ended up here, it's not your free will, you didn't make a free choice. You're just pushed into taking an initiation, it wasn't your free will. Will you accept that? Will you accept your love, your dedication, your loyalty to Gurudev is just a mechanistic, deterministic law? Will you accept that? No. So if you go strictly, if you pledge your integrity to the current education, the first thing that's flushed down the drain, is your free will. Now that's a very, very reckless and dangerous thing to do. That's one of the chapters in my book. It's a very, very reckless thing to do. Dispensing free will in the name of academic education. Come on! Like if you're dispensing free will, why the hell are you writing a book, you Richard Dawkins? Daniel Dennett, he says it's illusion. Okay, if it's an illusion, so your book is an illusion, right? Chuck it in the bin, you idiot. Why are you telling me with your free will that my free will doesn't exist? What's your problem? Doesn't make sense. Okay. Second problem, I'll move. Second problem. It's called eschatology. There is no meaning or purpose. It's also called rusty today, teleology. So there's two branches of philosophy in the Western academics. It's called teleology and eschatology. And what they deal with is meaning and the ultimate goal, purpose of your life. So if you're this is just a physical world, that's what, you may think, okay, why are we doing all this? This is what Mother Earth is protesting. In the next chapter, these are the things that she's protesting. She's saying they dispensed free will, they dispensed dharma, they have dispensed meaning and purpose of this life, they have dispensed cooperation and love with their neighbors. Just in case you're thinking, Radhika Prasad is going on a little tandem with his academics. No, this is what Mother Earth is protesting. She's saying, they say to me, to hell with your free will, to hell with your consciousness dharma, to hell with your meaning and purpose of life. That's what they're telling me. And you are wondering why I'm not releasing my potencies. Hello? Check the news. Just in case. But guess what? Prithu Maharaj knows the news. He's just playing a little drama here. Come on. He's an emperor. If Donald Trump can keep a tap on what's going on out in border of Nepal and India, and what's going on between the, what's the border between Afghan and Pakistan? I keep forgetting. Multan. Correct. Thank you. Thanks for the backup. So if he knows what's going on in the border, who's funding less $32 billion to the military of the ISI and the military of Pakistan and the little underground crates going into Afghanistan. If Trump knows sitting there in the White House, you know what goes in that little crates across the border? That green dollar bills. So if Trump knows that sitting there, doesn't Prithu Maharaj knows what's going on in the academics, what's going on in the borders of Turkey and Hittites, what's going on in the Gaza, what's going on between Alaska and why is Alaska so far and what's going on with Alaska and America? Doesn't he know why America has to have full control all of a sudden? get Alaska into these United States of America. Doesn't he know? Why is he dumb? No, he knows what's going on. He knows what the Yavanas are doing. He knows what the China communists are propagating. But why does he do? He does a little skit. So Earth can start speaking the Dharma. And now here we're sitting on the 9th of March 2025. Dvitiya Parartha Kalpe Vaisvasate Manantare Jambudvipe Bharatavarshe Dakshina Tate Gangayam Dakshina Tate. Yeah? Ring a bell? So here we are sitting here in 2025, 9th of March, and here we have an opportunity to collectively sit and speak. Read Bhagavatam. Of course, it was better off than me. You were much better off than me sitting here with my all dry academics. But do you see where I'm going with this? Do you understand? So that's what Earth is going to list out. So I'll just wrap it up in 30 seconds. So I started how confronting this chapter of the Bhagavatam, and I said it's very confronting to accept like one emperor of the world, but when you just pay attention, we're always under one emperor. My mother used to say, when in doubt, read the manual. Son, I can't fix it, Mom. Son, when in doubt, read the manual. How about that? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, you checked the manual in the bin, you idiot. So, this is what. So, I was giving a quick wrap up. Check out the news. We're always under one emperor. Just different names, nomenclatures. That's number one confronting. The second thing I said was confronting is that the quarrel between the gods that Homer didn't like. Homer hated it so much, Plato hated it so much, he officially, systematically removed these gods' fights from the syllabus. But here, I was explaining to you, this is not God's fight, this is a little skit. Bhudevi is the Sandhini Shakti of internal potency of Krishna and expansion of Satyabhama. If you don't believe me, check Canto 10, chapter 45, I think, Kubja, where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes first words of Trikubja chapter. Go by that, just in case I'm getting mixed up. So he couldn't be killing mother or cow. So it's just a little skit. Why? To bring the dharma and explain to you what is the dharma. The first dharma is consciousness is primary. There's a reason. God doesn't just do things randomly. There's a reason why he comes with the name Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's not like, oh, he comes to Bengal like Nadia and he goes, oh, Chaitanya. Oh, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. No. Sounds like pretty vogue. Sounds cool. Yeah, let's put that name. No. Why? Because he knew Prabhupada was going to come, bring to the West, establish BIHS, where we're going to go fist and thumbs on, saying consciousness is primary. Let's start with consciousness rather than with dust. That's the first dharma. When you understand yourself as a conscious individual, qualitative, subjective entity, then you have something to offer to this world. And then I said, you are rasa, your relationship with Krishna is indispensable. Krishna will never dispense off with you. So you're in the right place. So we have it's not a false advertisement. You're in the right place. Trust me. I mean, if you wish and you want to use your free will. I mean, I've gone through like this whole religious scriptures with a fine-tooth comb. You may say, oh, you're a Hare Krishna, it's easy for you to say it. But no, I'm talking objectively. This is the best epistemology you will come. The reason why is it best epistemology? Because it's Swatta Pramana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduces it with his discussions with Sarabham Bhattacharya. You know Manak, right? Swatta Pramana. You're Shastri boy. So Swata Pramana, self-evident. Why is the best epistemology? Not because I'm a Hare Krishna and, okay, you're sitting between Hare Krishna, it's easy for you. No. The reason it's best philosophy, because it's self-evident. It grows on you and becomes self-evident. Just like you walk out of this temple, stand on the street, I don't need to prove to you that there is a sun there with a candlelight. Or you woke up from your dream in the night, in a split of a second, you can tell the difference between the dream world and the real world. I hope you're not thinking the dream world was the real world. Any one of us here? We're here to help. If you have a feeling like that the dream world was the real world, and we're here to help you. I can talk to you at the breakfast. You made a split decision. That's the dream world. This is the real world. I didn't have to prove it to you. You understand? That's what the pramana. That's the epistemology. It's self-evident. That's why it's beautiful. It grows on you. It becomes beautiful. And then I was saying two things that Earth is worried. Number one, when you take these current academics, this is what Earth is protesting. You take current academics, you take the physical causal closures, two things that you have to dispense with. The most dangerous thing. Number one, two things that you're in danger if you take the pledge of the current modern science. What are the two things? Okay. Second, sorry, say again. Purpose and meaning. Did you say? Say it. Teleology. Teleology. Good. You're there. Please share your Mahapasa with you. So you're there. So what I'm talking about is the teleology and eschatology, the meaning and purpose of your will. Do you really want to take the risk of dispensing meaning in your life? Ishwara Das. Do you want to take the risk of dispensing purpose of your life? Welcome to the Hare Krishna movement. Welcome to the Atma paradigm. You're in the right place. You are in the right place. Yeah? I can just to convince you you're in the right place, I can do 36 classes and program you. No, just joking. Just joking. You got to have some fun. Program you into a cult and make you like, vegan cult, like non-meat eating vegan cult, and control you. No, not like that. Like just to prove that you are in the right place, I can do 36 classes and you'll come out and say, God, wish I knew this 5 years ago. God. Okay. I'll stop there. So please, now that you know this little secret of Bhagavatam, please, one thing I beg and plead is tell your friends and relatives. When you go to a theater, like artistic theater, they always tell, like circus or arts and theater, please tell your friends and relatives. Please tell your friends and relatives and this beautiful book called Srimad Bhagavatam. And it's an amazing read. First time it can be a little tricky, but don't please tell me that you cannot seek help. That's one thing I'm not prepared to accept. If you say, okay, I don't understand, people always give me that at the books. Yesterday I had like at least 40 people, including the Farhad from Persia, saying that, oh, I don't know. I said, don't tell me you don't. How about I'm standing here now, right now? What about this? I didn't have to do this. I'm retired, for God's sake. I don't need the money. I don't take this money. I'd never take a single penny. Why am I standing here with my two daughters and look at that old lady? She's 80 years old with arthritis, like swollen. My mother-in-law. My mother-in-law comes. She loves coming in. You should see her in action, like Japanese in the Second World War. Like she's like she doesn't care. So she's a Jap. And what is she doing, 85 years old, and these two daughters? And what are we doing? You think like we're making money here? I'm here, right here. What do you have? What are your contentions? Speak to me. I'm just one person. You have like hundreds of people like this here. I'm just one nobody. You have hundreds of people like that here. Don't tell me you don't have help. Don't give me that. You seek intensely, Krishna will attack you with help. You will be overwhelmed. You will think, oh my God, where did this come from? I was standing yesterday. I was very, very disheartened that I had missed I got a couple of stall applications declined. And I was very disheartened. I was so disheartened that in the night I had to watch some old NTR crying songs. Okay, just okay. Please forget I said that. Okay, can somebody edit this, please, and remove that part of N.T. Ramarao? I was so disheartened that I had to actually go and watch like crying movies and N.T. Ramarao, like Narude Inadu, Vanaruda Inadu. Anyway, anyway, okay, sorry, doesn't make any sense to you, but I'm just saying. Guess what happens yesterday? I'm sitting at the stall. These two people come to me. They're having this TAFE, they're starting this TAFE in Brookwell. It's kind of a mixed, diverse, Aborigine, Torres Strait Islander, and they want this, they're starting this new movement of this TAFE with this new youth movement in Brookwell on 224 Old Pittwater Road. She rocks up and she goes, do you mind coming and setting up a stall? I really, really love this stuff. But just don't use the G word. Use your tactics. I know you're going to bring the G word, God, I mean. But if you can massage without using G word, but just slide it down. Just don't say it loud, but slide it under that. Do it. I'm sure you know how to do it. I said, yeah. Do you mind setting up a stall for a couple of days? And I said, how much? She said, free. I'm in. I'll come to Uluru if it's free. I'll go to what is that? In the middle of nowhere, like Uluru, isn't it? Uluru. I said, I'll go to Uluru if it's for free. Okay, I'll drive all the way, set up a big stall. Just tell me it's free. And then I was coming home thinking I lost two, and then Krishna gives me, I'm more attracted to this. Like, universe is set up. Come and question me. Come and, bash me. Please ask me. Bash me. Thump me down. Don't let me get away with my academics. Question me. Don't let me get away with this. Please. Okay. Stop. Any questions or comments? Don't let me get away with it. Questions, comments? Please don't go with my language. I'm just like, that's how I am. Don't go with my body language. I'm very, very happy if you want to bring something up that didn't make sense, that doesn't quite fit the jigsaw puzzle. Even if you think that was a little carried away, Radhika Prasad, that's fine. Because this is how it's meant to be, peer review. That's how education is, peer review. And then you move. Don't get stuck in your own dogma. So anyway, any questions, comments, or anything? Okay, please. Because every part has its functions to the whole. Your finger, your index, you would be surprised. You think this is 2 index fingers, right? Just 2 index fingers, right? For you, it's just 2 index fingers. Completely 2 different things. Completely 2 different things. I'm using the right finger, okay? Okay. So, you think it's just 2 index finger, you think just 2 thumbs, right? 2 thumbs for you, right? Just pay attention. Completely different functions. You may think, it's just trying to help me fit. That's all you see. But when you go biologically, completely 2 different functions in your body. Even this. Why do they put the wedding bands in this? Did you know that? I don't know if it's true or false. But some physical scientist told me, because this nerve connects to the heart somehow. By putting the wedding band here, apparently we are connecting to the heart. Oops, I'm missing my wedding band. Ooh. Ooh. Anyway, hopefully my wife is not watching this. So, do you understand? So every part is different. So your rasa that you bring to the Krishna's table is indispensable. You are part of Krishna. Again, you remember this, your life will be beautiful. Krishna's story is never complete without mentioning Ayush. Did I make your day? Just keep. After you finish your chanting, start this chanting. I am part of Krishna. But after you finish your 16 rounds, just keep reminding yourself, I am part of Krishna. I can never be dispensed. You make your day. You're bright. You don't need any self-esteem movements. Anyway, is that it or any more? Yes, please. That's very interesting. Actually, I was meant to cover this. This is the problem. I get I'll go on a tandem and then next class I'll cover this. It's called in academics called problem of evil. It was started in Greek. It's theodicy. Theodicy is justice of God. Theo is God. DK justice. So theodicy is justice of God. In current academics, what they call it problem of evil. It's very, very big. I mean, you can never underrate how much problem of evil has become a problem in academics. So that's a problem of evil. So the problem of evil is, how will God just punish whimsically just because you don't accept it? No, He doesn't. So there are, when Prabhupada makes, there are some general statements he are making, and there's some contextual social statements they are making. So we have to develop that knack of when is it scriptural and when is it social. You understand? So some are social statements. So we have to somehow build the knack at some stage. You will build the knack of making the distinction when Prabhupada is making a social statement or is it a scriptural statement. You understand? So it's called problem of evil. Remind me in the next class. I will cover that. So God is not whimsical. You may think, okay, there's so much justice. Where is God? Excuse me, hello? Does someone hear upstairs? Do we need a speaker? No, he is hearing. But he has a very fine game to play with us. We are screwed up. One little opportunity, we can, kick the bucket, mess it up. All we need is one opportunity to mess the whole thing up. Right? So he knows our propensity. They are hiding in us as gunas. But at the same time, he has to protect and preserve our free will. So he's playing a very fine balance. Please, feel sorry for Radha Gopinath one day. Please, he's a tough job. That's how we develop compassion. Please, Radha Gopinath. That's how gopis develop their love. I mean, he's killing all these demons. He comes home, and just a little boy, just cuddle him. Please feel sorry for him. He's, putting the Govardhana hill 7 days. Come on, please feel sorry for him. That's how the gopis were. Please feel sorry for him. He's doing a tough job here. He's got to preserve our free will. He's got to, at the same time fix our problems. But I never have any problem. You, me? Do you think I have a problem? I mean, you're really not paying attention if you think I have a problem. I have no problems. I'm just clean, smooth, perfect, like waiting for that Vaikuntha aeroplane. You can't see that? You can't see that? That's what my image of myself is. But when you see that God is doing a tough job, then you feel sorry for him. In love, not like he doesn't need our sorry, okay? He can put his foot down when he needs to. What I'm saying is, we develop love. Sometimes, do you feel like that? Sometimes you just want to go and hug him, but because of etiquette you have to stop. Does it happen? Just because DT etiquette, you can't do that. But things that he's done in your life, you turn back, all the events how he strategized, he angled, he kicked like left field, right field, and brought in like one boom striker into the goal. And then you think, sometimes you feel like giving a hug sometimes, but the etiquette stops you, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yes or yes? Yes or yes, come sir. I gave you two choices. So, but you stop. Why? You feel that love. Oh my God, you worked so hard to bring me here. I mean, what are the things that you did? Like, I turn around, I think, how in the goddamn hell did I end up here? Like, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. I should be precluded with capital letters. I mean, precluded by a priori disposition. You understand? But he's doing it. He's working hard. He's working hard. So let's work hard for him.
Are you starving these people? They are my devotees, my bhaktas. So he gets really mad. So at the moment, Mother Earth is also angry. Did you know that?
Then all these, these little things.
Yeah. There's fire everywhere, there's tsunamis, there's tidal wave. Recently, there was a tidal wave somewhere. People died. Hurricanes, there's a hurricane coming in Fiji at the moment right now. The weather